The number one question by far is, will the anti-drone laws kill our hobby?
I think so. Unfortunately, yes. I think at least my hobby, which is FPV flying, the main thing I enjoy is actually FPV, and I think that's gonna have a hard time surviving now with all the drones, and it's getting more and more mainstream, and people don't understand the benefits as well as the downsides.
As long as you follow.
Recreational drone usage has taken off over the past couple of years.
While the FAA was considering our applications for testing, we innovated so rapidly that the UAS approved last week by the FAA has become obsolete. We don't test it anymore.
You have big, innovative companies that just a decade or two weren't even in business, weren't even around. Companies like Amazon and Google who are researching and developing systems that would allow merchants and customers to deliver and retrieve packages via drones. This is a huge, massive opportunity for the United States of America. On February 15th of this year, the FAA released a proposed rule on the commercial use of drones. This came after years of delay on the heels of a June 2014 report by the Department of Transportation Inspector General that criticized the FAA for being significantly behind its efforts to integrate drones into the national airspace system. The IG concluded that it was unlikely that FAA would meet the statutory deadline of September of this year, 2015, to integrate drones into our airspace. In addition, under current FAA regulations, as well as the proposed rule, it is very difficult for companies that are interested in developing transformative drone technology to even go through the testing of these ideas. Developers have been forced to either limit their testing to small confines of indoor spaces in the United States or to test overseas in a country where the rules are more flexible.
In recent days, drones have smuggled drugs into an Ohio prison, smashed against a Cincinnati skyscraper, and impeded efforts to fight wildfires in California, and nearly collided with 3 airliners over New York City. Earlier this summer, a runaway 2-pound drone struck a woman in Seattle, knocking her unconscious. In Albuquerque, a drone buzzed into a crowd at an outdoor festival, injuring a bystander. In Tampa, a drone reportedly stalked a woman outside a downtown bar before crashing into her car. It's far too early to call the situation a crisis. These are isolated incidents with limited damage, at least so far. The problem is that there are very few legal safeguards to prevent amateur drone pilots from colliding with air traffic. Among other things, the FAA is banned from regulating drone hobbyists thanks to a 2012 law designed in part to protect model airplane enthusiasts. Instead, anyone seeking a buffer against unwanted aerial surveillance or air traffic interference must look to more local regulations. In California, drones have drawn the attention of state legislators across party lines. Republican State Senator Ted Gaines and Democratic Assemblyman Mike Gatto have been working on a bill to keep drones from flying close above public schools and thus potentially spying on school children. Another California bill would make it a misdemeanor to fly a drone over a state prison or jail to prevent the delivery of contraband. The scary thing is the FAA has almost no power to regulate hobby drones. Faced with a high-tech Wild West, it's up to state and local governments to keep the buzzing contraptions in check before they get out of control. I'm here with Daniel Bondarev, a drone recreational user, and I'm here to ask him questions about recent drone law changes. So, Daniel, how has recent drone laws affected you?
Honestly, when I found out about the laws, it kind of disappointed me because I have this little drone that I fly around occasionally with my brothers. And I used to go to the park not far from my house. There's a lake and it's a nice view. But now with the new laws, I'm not allowed to do that. So by law, if there was a police officer that saw me doing that without a license and permit, which all costs money, I can't do it anymore. I can get in trouble for that. It's just inconvenient.
Right. So have you ever used your drone for like filming certain events, like attaching a camera to it?
My drone has a little camera attached to it already. And I tried filming the lake next to the park, and there was also fireworks from that same lake. I wanted to get there from a distance, but there were too many people. But I used to try recording with the camera. Now I can't even try anymore because of the rules.
Do you think the new drone regulations are keeping people safe, or is it just more of an inconvenience?
I think it's more of an inconvenience because as far as I know, the new rules they don't allow you to fly your drone in certain areas, or now there's like a height limit, and that's there to prevent like airplanes to crashing into drones. I don't see how you could fly a drone that high, because airplanes fly a lot higher than a drone would. So I think it's more of an inconvenience for people, because now people have to worry more about if they could even go outside with one, because now you need a license and everything, and that's it.
All right. Well, thank you for your time.